Hello, everyone. Like what we promised in the previous show that we're going to come back to discuss about the Igbinedion family and Governor Obaseki. I'm here with Mr. Daniel Edokolo Obakozuwa. Hello, Mr. Daniel. Can you hear me?
Hello, I'm hearing you.
Okay. Governor Obaseki has been maintaining strong relationship with the Igbinedion family. Hello. Can you hear me?
Hello, I'm hearing you.
Even before
Yes, I'm hearing you.
even before he decamped to PDP, the Esama of Benin himself endorsed Governor Obaseki, especially for his performances in Edo State. Now that he's already in the PDP, how will the Igbinedion family, a very prominent family in Edo State, impact Governor Obaseki's re-election?
Well, that is one thing. Obaseki is different from Oshiomhole. A child, it is being said in Benin that it is a child who washes his hand very clean that eats with the elders. Respect for elders, humility before the elders. We definitely promote you before them, irrespective of party. And I think Obaseki has been able to prove that he was brought up from a good home. And that is one thing I must say here. Because when you show respect to elders, it does not determine your party. You don't talk rude elders, even with their point. Loyalty and calmness, you tell them why you are not agreeing with their point. I think that has endangered and why he's enjoying that support, support he's getting today from Edo populace. He's so calm in talking, gentle in talking, and that is the difference between him and Oshiomhole. We know that the Igbinedion chief, Obaseki was APC, Obaseki has always attended Igbinedion's function, as a governor, and that humility of respect for elders. I have not seen him. When you compare, you have not seen him cast aspersion on any elder in Benin or insulting a traditional ruler or talking rudely to a traditional ruler. That is what is now selling him out, that wherever he goes, they want to go. And he has also, through his character, molded some APC who are with him now, whose character was nearly getting to go to that of Oshiomhole rudeness and attitude of talking. I think he has also helped in bringing them up to 80% of Edo people, or 85, wants him to be governor again. And he should keep it up, respect, because even after leaving office, these are the same people you are going to meet. If you watch, ever since Oshiomhole left office, he has not been coming to Benin except of recent, because you have insulted those elders who would have warmly received you into their home. You understand? He disappeared to Kaduna. If not for this, he came back again. That is why you must keep the respect, the humility for traditional ruler, the humility for elders. You enjoy their even after office.
Not only for elders. The other time when he was the governor of Edo State, he insulted a widow in the middle of market, one of the markets in Benin City. You saw that. You saw that video when he
I don't just let us not dwell on Oshiomhole. I said earlier before that attitude is with him. Even the children, when he had to apologize, it was his daughter, his own daughter, that made him apologize to the woman. So that is the kind of attitude he has. Very aggressive in nature, no regard, no respect for anybody whatsoever. That is the kind of person. Let's talk about a man of humility, a man of respect, a man who a lot of people really wants back to governor because of his, apart from developmental strive in the person of Obaseki, apart from his developmental strive, the
Mm.
respect, humility he
Yeah.
gives to others.
That's yeah.
I think
Mm.
with all due respect to Isaiah, Yamu was also brought up in a very uh, what will I say, in that home where culture, respect for others,
Mm.
because I happen to know his father very well as a father, late Chief Robert Yamu, the later Sogbamu Bini. The like of Oshiomhole is what is now denting his image. I must say it here. The like of Oshiomhole, his rudeness, his attitude, the way he talks, is what is bringing that young man down. I wish he never accepted to contest under where Oshiomhole he will run power with Oshiomhole.
Mm.
I still look at there's always a time for everything, and I think Izayamu Pastor Sage came at a very wrong time, irrespective of the fact that we have a governor who is doing well, a governor who shows respect, a governor who is very humble and humble, you know. Uh-huh. The upbringing of Izayamu I know very well is now cannot be compared to that of Oshiomhole, who is on the opposite side.
Mm. So how will Izeyamu remove this stigma attached to the negative comments made by Adam Oshiomhole, in the past? There is a strong stigma attached to those negative comments Adam Oshiomhole made by Izeyamu in the past. So how can they remove this stigma right now? Because people are
Well,
using those negative comments against Izeyamu.
it is rather fortunate that it is happening and it's affecting him. I do know that's as I said earlier, I'm not missing word. I know his father was a very strict disciplinarian. His father was like a father to me. I know him very well because my father and his late father, my late father and his late father, even the Esama, they were good friends. So I know them very well. That's strict disciplinarian where we grew up in a home where to give water to elder, you must kneel down. You understand? My father's is a kind of serene we grew up, and when we see them come, we run into our shame because if you are not properly, talk very well, you receive a knock on your head. So
Yes.
this is a family I know very well. They are like cousins to me. They are cousins to me. So that is why I'm saying that the opposite of Izeyamu and Oshiomhole is what is even killing him. The negative comment. Let put fast straight. When Izeyamu came in as governor under PDP, he did very well, extremely well, irrespective of the negative comments. He did extremely well in that election, irrespective of that negative comment. It's not a negative comment that is going to pull Oshiomhole, pull Izeyamu down. It's his association with Oshiomhole.
Again, thank you.
It's,
Exactly.
it's, it's his association with Oshiomhole. It's
Oshiomhole.
not it's not those negative comments. Because if you look at the pool of the last election when he ran that PDP governorship candidate,
Mm.
he did extremely well. It was a battle for APC. It's not those negative comments. I do not. Yes, just as I said earlier, he came at a wrong time because there is a governor, no matter how, who is doing very well, who wants to continue with developmental strive. There's a governor who shows respect, who his upbringing has also shown in his administration. You understand? And he is here, Izayamu, who also was brought up from a well-tortured home. I can vouch for that. A very disciplined home. I can vouch for him for that. You know, I'm a man who is not well cultured, who is not. I don't just know the character of Adams Oshiomhole. It's just that is where is his own doing. Is his own doing. Let's forget about those negative comments. Is the Oshiomhole in person that is pulling Izeyamu down?
Mr. Daniel, so let's quickly discuss
Yeah.
about what is going on in Edo State right now with regards to the INEC demanding for a candidate from the chairman, the APC chairman. It's an allegation, it's an allege. We are not sure yet. I'm trying to look for.
Well, it's still very much alleged.
Mm.
Are you there?
Yes, I'm hearing.
Are you hearing me?
Yes, sure.
Yeah. Yeah, we are still saying it is an alleged news going flying around that asking for. But you know, in early some of our broadcasts, I have also told you that this will also undo APC at a time, because the man who is the authentic chairman has said that they don't have a candidate. You understand? The time the crisis was on when the EPN was conducting their primaries, he wrote that they are not conducting primaries. They will reach to them when they are ready for primaries. And INEC, it was based on that statement, INEC wrote, sent a press statement that they are not going to shift the date, the last date for primaries for any party. When Oshiomhole crisis was getting brewed more and more, we had an acting chairman who also wrote to INEC. You understand? Who also wrote to INEC that they are yet not conducting primaries. So bringing EPM candidate to APC candidate, they themselves will have to, even if INEC do not write them, and they have the opportunity of winning the election, it will work on them in court. It will definitely work on them. It's one of those things that will work against APC, even if they win the election. The primaries that was conducted was EPM primaries, not APC, because the authentic chairman said they were not ready for primaries. They will contact INEC when they are ready. If INEC is not asking them, though it's alleged information, if they are not asking them, they are right to ask.
Okay.
It will definitely undo them.
So right now, APC candidate in Edo State was nominated by the EPM office. So, and Aslam Joshua was also confirmed as the authentic chairman of APC, in Edo State. And Izeyamu emerges as the APC candidate in Edo State, because it's very confusing and contradicting as well.
Well, it was the error was made from above. With all due respect to the president made the error. Yes, the president is the leader of the party, being based on his position as president. The error of just saying after the NEC meeting they were going to look into the candidacy of the APC Izeyamu, it was very wrong on the president. Error. That is why presidents have special advisors on political matters. I think the special advisor on political matters did not advise the president on this matter. It was wrong for him to an election, a primaries that were conducted by a faction, to upgrade it to APC when the chairman is still very much alive. The court has, even if they tried through means to remove him, the court has said he's the authentic chairman. What the president would have done was to urgently send for the chairman of the state APC, Edo State APC chairman, have a word with him, hurriedly fix a date to ratify You understand? Candidate can be ratified, but it must be by the enlarged party ratifying that decision that this is the candidate they will do. Like what PDP did, what PDP did. All the candidates on that primary withdrew, but they still went ahead to still vote. To not to get in they did that not to get into trouble with anybody, not even in the side of the law. So that was where the error from the president, just upholding a primary from a faction and sending as a candidate. It would definitely do, even if INEC, let's say it's alleged information, INEC did not say that. If they happen to win, PDP has a case on them to go to court and challenge that whatever vote that have been assigned to APC to be cancelled because they never had a candidate.
Even APC, if the
all the letters is before, even the one Oshiomhole Joshua wrote, the former acting chairman wrote, even the caretaker chairman, the moment he took in, if he was really going to be serious about it, he would have immediately flew to Edo, discussed with his state chairman, APC, and fixed a date before the deadline. It's not just taking from ratification, it's not done. The process of election of primaries is conducting INEC. The chairman must be involved. Now the Joshua has been confirmed to be the chairman. They would have really do this thing, where party members are there and ratifying the decision. It would have been better. To have been better.
Yeah,
it's very sad that it will definitely hurt them. It will hurt them.
It will hurt them. Yeah, there's no way they can reverse things. It's too late now. It's too late for them.
Yeah.
And they will end up not having a candidate in Edo State. That is what is going to result from this.
Any political party. Oh, I know that some political party has sued on that it should not be accepted. The cases are pending in court. I learned that all the cases have been shifted to Abuja, but it's just delay tactics. It will still come up on them, And what will happen after the election? Just for the court to say any vote assigned to Izeyamu hereby nullified.
Yes, that
is it. Yes. That is what is normally done, and that any vote assigned to him is non and void because they never had a candidate, and that is over. It's just like what happened in Zamfara.
You said that last week during one of our shows that they should go make peace with Oshiomhole Joshua because court has confirmed him as the authentic chairman of APC in Edo State. And some EPM members, according to some of the comments they are throwing on my YouTube channel, saying that Oshiomhole Joshua is not the chairman of APC. Okay, who is the chairman right now? Why is it that APC as a political party lacks internal democracy and is rocking the party? They're going to end up losing states in Nigeria because of this.
With all due respect, I don't think APC lack internal democracy. It's just the confusion, the crisis that is brewing in the party. For your information, yours sincerely is one of the founding members of APC. I must tell you, under Grace Group, I will also partake in the formation of APC, AC as a party. It's not that they lack internal democracy. The problem is the crisis that is being presently brewed. EPM, everybody wants to, but not looking on the side of law. They are not looking at the side of law.
That's the lack of democracy we are talking about, because they are, in a party, the members are supposed to be working together in solidarity. Consensus should be within the members of APC, but they lack this internal democracy. That's what we are referring to now.
When you say they lack internal democracy, that's why I said it's wrong. The Constitution specifies the mood of how it should go. You understand? It's not internal democracy. If you pick the APC constitution, they are all written black and white. Just as PDP. I'm also a founding member of PDP through the PDN. When the crisis of leadership, elders taking all in PDP, we joined hands to form APC. Though I'm no longer a politician, I've hands my political shield now. You know, it is written black and white. It is just that some elders wants to take it all, going illegality.
They are too divided.
You understand? How can an EPM, we call them a structure? EPM is not a party, it's a structure within the. You are bound to have a structure. Everybody has a structure. If you don't have a structure, you cannot take it. But even in your structure, you don't override the party. You don't override the party with your structure. You only use your structure to hold majority to your side.
So EPM,
how can you as a structure of the party conducting and saying they are removing
EPM
the chairman?
No, Mr. Daniel, EPM as a group emerges from APC in Edo State. So right now, what is EPM? Yes. What is APC? They are so divided, and the division is causing too much crisis.
EPM
themselves. Yeah.
Let me correct one point. Let me correct something. EPM is a structure. It is Oshiomhole's structure. There's nothing wrong when you have It's not fashioner. I'm explaining to you how EPM came back. You know, we have pressure groups within political parties.
Okay.
You understand? In my ward, I can have a pressure group. I cannot use my pressure group, my structure, to override the decision of the ward. But I will make sure that I work towards the details of the constitution of the party because of my majority, because of the forces behind me. It's not taking the party. That is the mistake of the Oshiomhole structure, taking the party, because Aslem Ojezua was not cooperating with them. That was where the problem is. So APC constitution is written black and white what ought to be done. When Aslem Ojezua was not cooperating with them, they now said they are removing him for anti-party. He went to court. The court declared him as the authentic chairman. They still will not stop. They said they are appealing. They didn't even wait for the appeal. They are still declaring themselves fashioner chairman of chairman of the party. And that is their own doing. It is a structure. Everybody, Izayamu can have a structure within APC. I can have a structure within PDP. It's just the forces behind it. Take the constitution of the party, work towards it, and get what you want.
Exactly. All of them should obey the constitution, even though they are
the constitution of the APC is there. That is why we are saying that how can a structure now conduct and organize a primaries? Even the publicity secretary, the alleged publicity when you want to refer to a fashioner publicity secretary of a party, which of the EPM. So, EPM is a Oshiomhole structure in the party.
So if
you can take it national, you can take it to state, or just like Tinubu can have a structure within the party trying to take a majority of the juicy part of the party. Does not make you override the constitution of the party.
Clear, very clear, Mr. Daniel. You are very right. Yeah, the constitution is there that's supposed to guide all their activities. So when they override the constitution, which means they are causing confusion, and it's very problematic right now. If they cannot come together in solidarity in their activities, if there's no consensus within the members of APC, it will be more wiser for them to split and form a new political party under the EPM. That would be more peaceful So you understand? It will
In,
Oshiomhole and all his supporters will be in that party instead of dividing APC, causing confusion in Nigeria as a whole. This is not only about Edo State anymore. It's about
I will give you. I'll give you an instance. Grace Group was a structure within PDP. It is a structure where grew up by Lucky Igbinedion, Zeyamu, a lot of PDP stronghold, which we keyed into. When we could not hold power within PDP, we joined forces from other structures to form the AC. You don't take the if you see that you cannot withstand the party, you take your structure out of the party. If the EPM have seen that Aslam Ojejua was not cooperating with them, they can take the EPM structure or Oshiomhole structure out of it. Do you know Tinubu still, apart from being a APC, still controls about 3 political parties in Nigeria? His structure still determines those parties. That is it. You take your structure out of the party since they are not cooperating. One would have been expecting that the EPM, okay, you want Zeyamu, touch Zeyamu, bring it from EPM, join the political party or form a political party and declare him a candidate. This problem will not have arisen. Grace Group was a structure within PDP. They could not stand Tony and any, and some of the elders who were now. I joined the Grace Group because you will work on the field. When the time for sharing political position, the elders will just sit on the elders forum and collect every political position. I was denied supervisory counselor. I was denied senior and special assistant under PDP in my ward, and I worked. My boys worked. So when Grace Group came, I embraced it. And when the time came, they said we should pull up. It was then ACD before AC. So EPM is just a structure. Instead of getting to this trouble they are putting themselves, they would have pulled out, either form a political party or look for a weak political party and grab it and embrace it and produce a candidate if they think they can do well in it. That is how it's done. So it's not internal democracy. What they are doing, what they did was just to usurp the constitution of the party, take over APC by force, which the chairman, Aslam Ojejua, was not cooperating with them.
Yeah, when we say internal democracy, they lack internal democracy. We are referring to the fact that they are not cooperating. There's no consensus. There's no consensus.
You know, a party, every political party in Nigeria has a constitution and guidelines. You got to understand they were debating whether to go for indirect primaries or direct primaries. These are in the constitution for them to choose either to go indirect. Is there Obaseki structure was aiming for indirect?
That's the
EPM or Oshiomhole structure was. You understand? EPM was aiming for direct. When the hit that came was when Oshiomhole used his influence to disqualify Obaseki. Obaseki took his structure and came to PDP. Luckily for him, they have not done their primaries. He was able to buy his way in, and they did their primary, and that is why he's a candidate. You don't override the party. What EPN did was totally overriding the party. Yeah, if you know you are very bold. Or somewhere, if you know you have it, you take your case it's a serious problem.
Yes.
The president had the error of through the back door, accepting that EPN primaries without even discussing with the chairman. And the chairman keep announcing, we don't have a candidate in APC. I'm still APC. His tenure has not even elapsed. If the tenure was near elapsing, fine for them. You understand? It will still be there for 4 years because his election was 4 years.
So EPM members right now, they believe that they can, Yamu can emerge as governor of Edo State with this illegality grounded in their primaries and their activities in the state. They overturn
Well, they just keep continuing doing it, feeling that they can have a loophole to use to deceive the judiciary. That is left for the judiciary, but it has happened in Zamfara. Just they could not handle it, and I don't see why they feel they can, but
yes.
through loopholes. You understand whether they can handle. It also happened in Rivers.
I don't
It happened in
think
Rivers.
the judicial
So
system will accept this. No matter
that
how
is
no matter
so they
how
keep
corrupt.
they are just hoping continue their campaigning. The other time I said they would have, after doing all this, they would have gone ahead to make peace with the chairman of the state and see how they go about it.
So
But if they are not, they are still putting themselves in a tight corner. Whether it's alleged that their INEC is asking for
mhm.
chairman, asking for their candidate now, and the time has elapsed. We shall see. Even if they win, the matter will still continue in court,
Yes, yes.
and I don't see them standing it in court because it has they they did not. The chairman we keep praying for Aslemo Joshua to be alive. He can go to court. Yes, we never did any primary, and that is over for them. It's over for them.
As Lemo Joshua keeps saying one thing, that APC does not have a candidate in Edo State. He has been saying
That
it.
is the issue.
He has been saying that the APC does not have a candidate in Edo State. Okay, so right now, according to him, he said the primaries that were conducted by the EPM members were not supported by the constitution, that is unconstitutional. Therefore, APC does not have a candidate in Edo State. He kept saying that, and he's the chairman. So and these APM members and Yamu continue with their activities, hoping that they're going to occupy the Usadebe Avenue September. So how will that dream come true in this
Let,
illegality grounded in their activities in the state?
let's see how they go about it. But I am very certain, though from my pool, I don't see APC winning the election, but I'm very certain that they will not stand the test of time if it goes to court, because it is clear the time for primaries has elapsed. The chairman said they did not do any primaries. It's clear that EPM conducted the primaries for themselves, not the party. A structure cannot override the party's decision or constitution. Just as I've been saying, that there is internal democracy. It's just that some people want to outsmart, just like anybody can try to outsmart the law. The EPM is a structure. Everybody is bound to have their structure within. If I want to go to PDP, I can go with my structure, and it becomes a pressure group trying to take what I intend, but not outside the constitution of the party.
Okay. We are not sure of this news, if it's alleged or it's authentic news about INEC demanding for a candidate produced by the chairman under the auspices of the chairman himself, Aslemo Joshua. If it
Even
happens in truth, which is
even if INEC did not ask for it, if the statement of the PDP publicity secretary recently also stated that they don't have a candidate, the APC don't have a candidate. The fashion publicity secretary squashed it down and said that it was Aslemo Jeswa they are using to scupper their work. But it's the truth. Because if they go to court, they will not stand it.
yes, I saw that. I think I saw that Chris, something like that. SSA,
Yes,
yeah.
yes.
The
The
same thing
publicity
now,
secretary.
the pop, yeah. The same thing we have been discussing on these shows. all the time that APC with the constitution and the illegality, everything surrounding the activities that APC does not have a candidate. So, but I don't know why they are very hopeful. They believe that in a democratic society like Nigeria, they can nominate a candidate illegally, and the candidate will win the election. It's a mockery of democracy, Mr. Daniel. To me,
Yeah.
it's a mockery of democracy. These people, they
It's not
don't
just
care.
it's
They
not
don't.
just a mockery of democracy. It's trying to show power. Let's see how they go about doing it. But I see it heading to the ways the ways Zamfara went and Rivers went.
I'm trying to find if there is any official news about this. I know that the chairman of INEC visited the Oba of Benin last week. He visited the Oba of Benin. You know, the Oba keeps saying one thing, that he's not partisan. No, he continue to maintain that neutrality. I respect our Oba so much. Continue to maintain that neutrality. And the chairman of INEC visited the Oba, explaining everything about the upcoming election.